Marketing Your Private Practice is a podcast where you'll learn easy to implement tips and strategies to grow your business without spending all day online. I'm your host, Kathy Colaiacovo, and I teach practitioners the Thrive marketing method to create simple and streamlined plans by focusing on long-term strategies, not just social media. Discover ways to spend less time on your marketing, attract more clients, and build the financial freedom that comes with a thriving practice. One where you have time left in your day for the people and things that matter to you. Hey, private practice heroes. This is Kathy Colaiacovo, and today I want to go one step further with one of our recent lessons on the podcast about email marketing. We were talking in that episode about how to get more people opening your emails and newsletters. But today I want to go one step further with this and help you boost the engagement from the people on your email list. And you might wonder, why do you even care about email engagement? Engaging the people on your email list. What does it matter? Well, here's the thing. When you keep the people on your email list engaged, that will change the relationship you're building with them. And that's what email marketing is all about, relationship building. When you engage people, they get to know you more. They get to trust you more. They get to trust your expertise more. And all of this leads to them reading and taking action from your emails and your messages. And that action is what helps boost sales and helps your practice or business grow and thrive. So if you can keep people engaged on your email list when others aren't even thinking about this as part of their marketing strategy, you will stand out to those people on your email list as someone who cares, who has good information, and could actually be the person to help me solve my problem. That's what they will be thinking. Now, I know my saying, make sure you plan to engage people, can sound like it's very easy, but when you try to go do it yourself, it's not easy at all. It's a challenge. You get lost as to what to do and how to make this engagement happen. And this gets more challenging for those of you who struggle with even writing a regular email or newsletter. And I get it. Getting into this habit and making sure that you're consistent with this is challenging. Add in trying to make certain your audience is engaged puts more pressure on you, especially when you're the one wearing all the hats in your business. And in this case, the hat of content creator and email marketer. It seems even more daunting of a task when you think about it all, but engaging folks really is not as challenging as it sounds. And today I have 5 ways that I want to share with you that will make this task of engaging the people on your email list a bit easier. And the best part is, and I know a lot of you are going to love this, not all of these ways and tactics involve writing, and they're very simple to do. So let's get to it here. So we're going to go through my list of 5 ways to boost engagement with your email subscribers. So the first element on this list, the first way you can boost engagement, is to match the message you're sending to the people. When it comes to email marketing, engaging your email subscribers is an important part of the overall plan. When you start to segment the emails that go out to your list, this will help you match that message to the people you're sending the email to. Almost every email marketing system out there allows you to use tags or groups so that as people come onto your email list, as they sign up, you can put them in a group and then you can tag them so that you can send specific emails to those groups of people only. This is called segmenting. And it's very important, especially if you serve different niches or demographics of clients. I have several clients who market to not only their clients, but fellow colleagues because they offer training or supervision to them. They don't offer that to their clients. So it's important for them to segment the people on their email list. And nobody's going to open 2 different email systems to do this because you're going to double the cost of what you'd be paying. So you want to be sure that whatever email system you're using allows you to segment these people and tag them or group them as they get added into the system. This segmenting is what will help you make sure that every contact is getting appropriate content that is suitable for them. When you have only one basic marketing funnel for all your leads to go through, the emails you send out could be confusing to some people if you're not segmenting. So you want to make sure your system allows you to do this. That way you can pick and choose certain emails to ensure they go to certain people. And I'll give you a couple really easy examples. I definitely have clients that I've worked with that they have a list of professionals or colleagues. Sometimes we call it the clinician list, the pro list, whatever you want to call it. Well, sometimes the emails they send out that are relevant more to clients are not relevant to these people. So we exclude them entirely from those emails or newsletters. Segmenting allows us to do this. We ask people as they get on the list, or depending on what way they get onto it. For instance, if they sign up for a lead magnet that is entirely meant for clinicians, we're going to tag them in that way. That helps us do this segmenting. Another example I'll give you is myself. Recently, I've been telling you about an update to some of the training material in my Canva training course. Well, in my recent newsletters, I've had different versions go out. One to people without the course and one to people with the course. I'm not going to send an email to suggest that people get on the wait list for when the course is available for sale with the new training when they already have the course and they already know they're going to get an upgrade and get that version automatically. That's one of the things I do with folks that buy my programs. So what happens is I've been sending out two different versions. The one that says get on the wait list does not go to people who are already in the course or have taken it. The one with the call to action to get on the wait list goes to people who don't have it and aren't on the program list. Having tags of people with the course in my email system means I can very easily duplicate the email, remove the call to action, and send each version to the specific list. I'm matching the message to the people, and that is critical in your email marketing. And it's important to make sure that you're doing this so that people get the right message, because that's a very beginning point of engaging with them. Now, the second way that you can boost engagement with your email subscribers is to make it personal. There are several ways to personalize an email or newsletter, and it's not always about telling personal stories. Another way to do this is by using the subscriber's name in your salutation, in your content. Both of these will definitely help boost your engagement rates, so please think of them as equally important. But what we're going to focus on here is how you can personalize an email or newsletter with the salutation that you're using in your emails. So as part of the Thrive Marketing Academy, members get a lead generation funnel review by me. And so during this, I actually go through their entire system and give them ways to improve and optimize. And I will tell you about 70% of the time, I'm telling folks they need to add the name field to their form, or they need to start using the name field in the salutation in their emails. And here's how this all works in an email marketing system. When you create a form in your system so that people can sign up and get on your email list, whether it's for a lead magnet or just to get on the newsletter list, you have those fields, typically name and email. Well, there's a lot of people that have systems out there that only ask for the email address. So what happens with this is you're not collecting at least a first name from people signing up. And I do think the first name is absolutely important and should be a required field. Last name can be optional, because the more you ask people to put into a sign-up form, the fewer sign-ups you're going to get. So that's why I always kind of stick with first name and email. So what happens here is when you do this, then you've got the information in there. That means you're going to be able to personalize your emails. And if you're not doing this, the only way you're going to be able to do it is to go in and manually add people's names to the system. And that's only if you know it. But if you've got it in there, then you can easily use your email system to make that salutation personalized. So it would say, "Hi, Kathy," or you can make a subject line that puts the first name field in there. So the subject line could say, "Kathy, are you ready for this?" Or if you want to add comments in the email that gets a little personal too, that's where you can add the name field right into your content and repeat your subscriber's name. So in the middle of the email, you can have something that says, "Kathy, this could be a great way for you to get more engagement to your email subscribers." When people see a line in an email that has their name in it, they're going to be more inclined to read it and take more of the information in. So, this is one of the ways that you can do this. And there's lots of ways that you can use that name field in your emails. And I will tell you, it is so much nicer to get an email addressed to you with your name versus one that just says hi, or how about dear friend? I've seen that one a lot. Gosh, dear friend. Well, that's the name of a bar here in Dartmouth in my hometown. It's not a personal way of saying hello. When people say, hey, friend, or dear friend, they are typically not my friend. And that salutation actually makes me feel like they're up to something and I have less trust. Well, that same feeling comes across in emails too. So get personal and use people's names in your email marketing when you can and when it is natural. Do not get out there and start filling your emails with all sorts of name references. That will come across really fake. A few other ways to personalize emails are to add a little intro at the beginning just to get a little more personal. I do that with mine. I often share a personal story or share something about me and my family before I get into the email content. It's often my segue into the lesson, to be honest. You can share happenings with your business or your personal life. I do this, but not everyone is comfortable doing the same. So the trick with this tactic is to share what makes you happy sharing and what fits the situation and what feels natural to you. I kind of think about this as share what you would feel comfortable sharing with strangers that you're meeting at a networking event. If you would say it to someone face to face, then put it down and write it in your emails too. You can also get a little personal by sharing examples of how you work with clients or students to get a little bit more of story in there about exactly how you do your work and how you help people. After all, if it happened to someone else, it could happen to the reader too. And those kinds of stories can help them get into the shoes of others. It just adds a little more personal touch to what you're putting in there and makes people feel like they're connected to you better. It will help you boost engagement. Now, the third thing you can do is start asking for replies and make sure that you're using a real email for your reply to address. And what I mean by that is you want to make sure that your email system is set up so that if someone hits reply, the reply to email address is actually your email. It's not an undeliverable email that will go to your email marketing system somewhere. So this takes a little bit of time to check your settings when you're originally setting up your email marketing system. I'll tell you right now, I get emails back every week from somebody who are asking me for some more information from the newsletter or asking me a question or simply sending back a comment about the email I sent out. And when I ask for a reply, when I ask for some sort of feedback, I typically get more than the normal amount of replies back. These are all engagement with the email subscribers. And when I ask, why do I get more? Because people typically want to engage and add a comment or a thought. And when I suggest that they do, it often incites people to do that very thing. Hit reply, let me know what you're thinking. You've got to make it easy for people to reply to you and start or keep a conversation going. The more folks you have doing this, the more engaged a list you have. And when you have that reply to email that comes directly to you, it makes it very simple. People don't have to hit a button that's a mail to link or anything special. They literally can just hit reply and talk to you. So again, that might require a bit of setup when you're opening your email marketing account, but that time is worth it. It means they're engaging with you when they hit reply and send those emails. And it's important that you always reply back to them too. Never let those emails sit there in your inbox without a return. You always want to make sure that you're replying to them. That's the number one step people often miss or forget when they start to get these replies. But it really is important that you acknowledge those people and let them know you appreciate their time in replying to you. And again, you may be continuing a conversation here that ultimately could lead to a discovery call and booking a client. So always ask for replies. Think of ways that you can get people to send you info or feedback. Incite them. Give them a reason to reply back to you. Just ask and make sure you've got that reply to address set up as your email. Number 4, and I know you probably get tired of hearing me talking about this all the time, but you've got to be consistent with your emails and newsletters. If you are not consistent, you risk losing the interest of those subscribers. You won't engage them, let alone get them opening your emails. To build that trust and engage people, you want to be consistent. You want to send them the newsletter, the emails on a regular basis so they are looking for it. On the other hand, if you haven't set up the expectation of regular updates, 3 or 4 emails being sent in a week and then nothing for a month, that could actually have the opposite result in that people might start feeling overwhelmed because they don't hear from you and all of a sudden they're getting a whole bunch of emails all in a row. And it's really not consistent enough to be useful. People will disengage when you do this. So you want to aim to have a consistent content plan and know how many emails and newsletters you send and when and where to make sure that your actions are helping keep the subscribers engaged and reading. You want them opening and reading those emails and replying to them, not just letting them sit there unopened and unsubscribing. I've got some more information on building a consistent content plan in one of my other podcast episodes, so be sure to check for that in the show notes as well. Marketing gets you results when you're strategic about what you do and you plan versus being random with your activities and your content. Sending last-minute emails, too many emails, or missing emails on a regular basis, missing these key elements, just even the sending of it without anything to do with the other tactics we've been talking about, well, those random emails will rarely have as high an engagement rate as the ones you are planning and thoughtfully thinking about and putting out there on a consistent basis. Plus, you'll probably have less typos and errors in them. Trust me, I've been there and done that. The 5th thing that you want to do here is track your emails and review the results. If you're not reviewing your email marketing reports, you are missing critical and key information that will help you know how to improve what you're doing, and in particular, to know how to boost the engagement. I have a template I use for myself and also for my clients. It's called my marketing stats tracking template. It allows you to track the open rates, the dates you send emails, the list size you send, the clicks and bounces. And I know that most of you, if you have an email marketing system, this is something you can check in there. You can look in there and see the report. So you're probably thinking, well, why do I need to track it in a different document, Kathy? Well, here's the thing. When you look at a single report, all you're seeing is what happened for that particular email. But if you look at an overview of several different emails that you sent out with the different data, the subject lines, the dates, the results, you'll often be able to see patterns and trends in here you're going to miss in single reports. So using a tracking document of some sort and reviewing the information will give you clues as to what people react to better in certain things, like the subject line. You'll see how many clicks you're getting on the links in your emails and know which ones they're getting more of and less of. Single reports in your system typically don't share these clues that will give you some information. I saw a trend on one of my clients' marketing stats tracking report on her newsletters, and it seemed like a particular word, whenever it was in a subject line, all of those emails had a higher open rate, and she had more people replying to her directly. That gave us the clue that this word that we were using in the subject line was important to the people on the list. So we incorporated it more often in the subject lines. And the open rates went even higher, and people started reaching out more to her, asking her questions, booking calls. And some of those turned into clients. This is why a tracking report is helpful like this. Getting more engagement on your emails isn't always about the content you've put in there. It's being strategic with the information and the data that you have and comparing them and doing this on a regular basis. So one thing I will tell you is you should always block time every month to do a review on your marketing stats, update the numbers and look at them and take a few minutes to see what they're telling you. If you don't have anything like this to track your numbers and your stats, I will put a link to my marketing stats tracking template in the show notes, and you can grab a copy there. It comes with a video on how to use it so you know exactly how to put this into use for your business too. And I'm going to give you a bonus tip too on boosting engagement. One of the best things you can do is make sure that you're testing and checking your email content on a mobile device. You want to make sure it looks as good on a phone or an iPad or a tablet as it does on a desktop or a laptop. We tend to write our content for emails on a computer, forgetting that more than 50% of most emails and newsletters are read on a mobile device. You've got to make your email and newsletters mobile friendly. You want to check for things like subject lines that are short enough to be seen and understood on smaller screens. Having the images look good on smaller screens, making sure they're not pushing text out of the way. I've had this happen a couple times with mine, and then we changed the size of some of the testimonial images. We made them smaller, or we filled them up across the line so that on a mobile device, people weren't reading words that only showed like 3 letters in a word and then moving to a new line. The mobile version was really bad when we were looking at that. Making sure that your content is mobile responsive, that your font is big enough for people to see and read it without adjustment, and that they can look at everything is important. Because if they cannot easily read your content, they will get tired of opening your emails because they're frustrating. That will reduce engagement and actually lead to unsubscribers too. And you don't want this. So a quick mobile test check on every newsletter that you send is important. And that is it, your list of 5 easy ways to boost email engagement and sales with your emails, plus that bonus tip. So to give you a quick recap, they are: number 1, match the message to the people by using segmenting options. Number 2, you want to make it personal by using their name as many times as you can. That is effective and not overdoing it. Number 3 is to ask for replies. Get people responding back to you and make sure that your system has a real email, one that goes directly to you for that reply to address. You want to make sure that you're consistent with your emails and newsletters and not being random with them so that people get to look forward to them and can't wait to see them in your inbox. One year, I actually discovered that my system was not working well before I moved to the recent one that I have, because people that were expecting my newsletter every Thursday weren't getting it, and they started reaching out to me asking where it was. Consistency helps you build raving fans like that. Number 5 is to track your email stats and review the results. And that bonus tip, make it mobile friendly. So those are the 5 ways to boost engagement and sales with your emails. So what action steps should you take today? Well, you want to decide which of these 5 ways you can implement into your emails and newsletters to boost your engagement rate. Think about the ones that you can do immediately and make happen. If you follow these steps, you'll find your engagement rates with subscribers will increase. And now that you know what items to add or check to optimize your emails, you can make sure that you're including all of this so that your engagement does go up. Because when that engagement rate is higher, those email subscribers are more in tune with you, more trusting of you, and more willing to work with you when they make the decision to sign up with someone. The marketing stats template we use is a key factor in keeping track of what you need to look at with your numbers and making it a simple way to have the info collected so that you can analyze it and use it to improve. So if you don't have your copy of that, be sure to grab that in the show notes too. And the bonus is you can also use that same document to track other marketing stats and numbers for your business or practice too. This is Kathy Colaiacovo, and I just want you to remember, to thrive in practice is helped by having an email list of subscribers, potential leads and clients, and getting them to engage with you as much as possible because you're planning out ways they can do this. These folks are much more ready to be clients with you than anyone else you encounter. And they are the path to a long-term thriving business. I'll see you next time. You can find all of our show notes and resources mentioned at marketingyourprivatepractice.com. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at pepperitmarketing and say hi. I'd love to hear any feedback you have, and make sure to rate and review the podcast and hit subscribe on your favorite player so you don't miss any future episodes.